Hello and welcome to another free code session. My name is Jason Bach and I have no preparation, but I'm just going to go for it. We've got about 78, 79 errors left and let's just see what we can find. This first one has to do with cannot derive from special class Enum, and I think it's the same thing that we had with the delegate. So if we come up here and we say, how do you actually give the Enum class? Oh, because what I did here for delegate, see here it's saying the enum type, but we're getting the thing that's deriving from enum. We want the enum thing. So I bet what I could do is say derives from enum, but you could say is enum. And now here, crud, what I wanted to do is say, we're going to get the base type declaration, but we're not going to get the actual, enum type, which is what I really want. And that's what I want to get mock information from. And we're not going to be able to get the type to mock because we set that to null. We don't get that back. Shoot. It's always one thing. It's always another thing, and it's always the third thing. How can I do this? I mean, I know how to do it, but I don't want to just wreck all this. You know what I mean? Because what I really want to do is I don't want to get the mock information. I want to just get the base type of the enum, if that makes sense. I could say something here like get base type. That would feel really weird because it's not what I'm looking for. And I can't say the target type name is just enum because that's not what I want either. So what do I want to do here? I don't know, Jason. Do you know what you want to do? No, I don't. I could say something like get the type. And then you get the information and put get information around all that. And we don't need any of that. So we say here, return that. Okay, and then here we say var type symbol is equal to mock information tests. Get type, we're passing in the source and the target type name. So now we can just pull that up and get that out of here. Now it shouldn't break anything, but what this gives us the ability to just did model. We could say here type symbol get. Is there a model associated with it? As containing module compilation. Crap. I mean, I could just return it as a tuple, I guess. Symbol semantic model. So here we say that and model. There we go. So we say here type symbol model. Not a big deal. There. Now it should work. Okay, so now what we're going to do up here is when it is an enum, we want to get the type first. Okay. Var base inform type base type. We know an enum has that base type. Okay, and you don't need to specify that because we're just getting the type. Okay. And now what we want to say is var information is equal to new mock information, where the type to mock is type base type. Oh yeah, because we need to discard it. And then, oh God, what am I doing down here? What am I doing with my life? We're going to need to get the model anyway. That's fine. Model type dot. We'll just say false. Build type create. Okay. This, why are you, because of that? There, okay. Now, I thought I had something in here to say, we do delegate type. Did I cut that out? I am almost positive I had something here to say, is it an enum? I guess I don't. Really, I don't. I don't. I'm almost, okay. Before I came in here and did all my stuff. I'm like, I don't believe myself. We did that. Okay, I guess I'm assuming an enum is sealed, so I get that. But if I give the actual enum, the enum type is not sealed. This is a special type, so we need to do that. Okay. So enum type, enum, if type to mock is assignable to enum, we cannot mock enum types. Wait, there. So now if we come into here, this should say cannot mock. It's also going to have one in there that says you can't mock a sealed, seal, but that's fine. Now, if all this worked, this should pass now. And then we're not going to have that in our list. Failed. Why did it fail? Okay. Can be that way about it. What are we actually giving here? System enum. Okay. Type to check is an enum. If it's not null, and the type we're trying to do is an enum, it should return a true. Oh, well, you know, it would help if I actually put in the right type. That would help, right? We had the Windows guy come over today, not Microsoft Windows, House Windows. So we're getting more Windows put in. All the old Windows from the house when it was first built, we've been trying to get rid of them slowly but surely. And this will get our entire downstairs passed. Cool. Get the entire downstairs, all the windows new. And then we have next year, we're probably going to do all of the windows up. Well, we have half of the windows and like door upstairs done. We'd have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to do. The problem is, not problem, but the window above our kitchen sink is like one of these windows that has a triangular spot in there. And he said, I don't even want to look at that. He goes, he told us what he thinks that would cost. And it's like, jeez. Yeah. So we might have one window that doesn't have the grid in it, or it still has the grid in it. It's the old window, but he said to replace that is just a lot of money. So I need to put a booklet together or something that says, so you want to buy a house, and just prepare people to say, these are all the things you're probably going to have to replace or fix or do. House just requires upkeep. And if you don't consider that cost, it's not just what you're buying. It's not just like your mortgage. It's going to be all these other things, and just be prepared for it, you know. Because quite frankly, I didn't really think of all these things, and to see that number up front, I think is what, you know, really makes people think. Okay, so let's say no longer allowing enum to be mocked. Okay, so I think that's going to take care of this one. Now we've got an interesting one here, which create expectations of IEnumerable of object extensions. So already defines a member called getEnumerator with the same parameter types. I believe you, not denying it, but I think Whoops. What we want is type of I enumerable of object. Okay. So that's what we want to mock. What is happening here that's causing this to be a problem? Oh, and I also went through all the tests and I cleaned them all up, got them all to work except one, and that was because I had a type not in a namespace. So I was getting global namespace up at the top, and yeah, that was not good. Okay, so we have a whole bunch of stuff here. System private core lib is a namespace, but is used like a variable. The name version does not exist in the current context. Culture, I bet a whole bunch of things are wrong, and that's what's getting hung up about. So let's go look at the syntax trees. Oh, what? It only did one? That is interesting. What the heck? Like, it has the thing that's just saying, I want to use system object, system private core, whatever the heck that is. Why did it copy value? Oh, I bet when it's doing the code generation, it's not even getting to the output. I don't know why it's doing that. So it's saying rock create. Yeah, this looks like a whole bag of wrong. What in the world is that? Okay, so this is a little different. This is not even getting to the source generator part. It's saying get type definition. So, because we say, if it's a valid target, which we already assumed it was a valid target, now we're just saying that one. And now we're going to say get code. Get code says rock.create or make, and then we get the type definition here. So let's run it again and see what is it doing for the type definition. Because that's something I just whipped up and said, here you go. And it might just be a whole bag of nonsense. Wait, what? A generic type definition. So now we say self full name, which is this garbage. Self.to display. Wait, what is self here? Self is a type. Oh. Name? What does name do? I enumerable. Bleh. Wait a minute. No. I'm being stupid. We figure out that it is an object we want to put in. That's okay. Yeah, I did that wrong. Okay, that makes total sense that it screwed that up because we're saying it's an open thing and then we fill it in. Though if we find a type that is a closed generic that we think we could inherit from, then this code generation code would not work. Okay, let's continue on. This is not the bug you are looking for, whatever the hand thing is that Star Wars does. Okay. Now we should at least see 2 in the syntax trees, right? Right? Syntax trees. Yes, we get 2 now. Okay. That looks better. Good thing I caught that and it wasn't something that was going to make me lose like 3 episodes of effort for. So what do we see as the problem here? So one of them is line 58. Huh. Well, you're not wrong. You're definitely not wrong. How many errors do we get when we do this? Just 2. And so we get the 58 and the 82, right? And the 82 is probably this one, right? That's 58. Wait. 58, 82. This is 42. Wait a minute. 82, 58. Type method. Oh. Okay. Yeah. 82 down here. Because we have a get enumerator and a get enumerator, and they are both taking the same thing, and you cannot overload by return type. So yeah, let's dig into this a little bit. an IEnumerable has a get enumerator, but it also derives from IEnumerable, which also has a get enumerator. Okay. Really? So you can, this is get enumerator, this is get enumerator. What sorcery is this crap? Are you saying that you can have public interface I base, okay, and we're going to say public int foo, or just int foo. I guess you can now say public if you want. Public interface I derived, which comes from I base. And I also have a string foo. You don't like that. You do not like that, but you're okay with that here. Go explain yourself. Okay. Okay. Fine. Out T. I got some public interface I generic of T. Just because. Yeah, whatever. You don't like that either. The type param, fine. Out. Hides, okay. What really is this? What the heck is going on here? IEnumerable derives from IEnumerable. And it gets get enumerator. But it also has a get enumerator that returns an IEnumerator. So if I'm looking at this right, okay, so we need a public interface I generic, which sure, does IEnumerator derive from IEnumerator? So we would need to, if we want to do the same thing here, this has to derive from IGeneric. Okay. Still doesn't like it. Hides inherited member base food. Use the new keyword if hiding was intended. The base one returns IGeneric. The derived one, wait, that's okay. That's a numerator. Jeez, it's driving me nuts. This also has a IEnumerator. Base IGeneric. I derived out IGeneric out, which derives from that. Right. This derives from, as we saw before, IEnumerator, get enumerator. So if I would say here, public class X, which derives from IEnumerable of string, and I say implement it, what does it give me? Does one of them as a, but then how are you even able to define this? Like, how is IEnumerable even able to, like, I get when you get down to actually implementing it, it's doing this little trick to make you think like you don't need to, you don't have to worry about it. And I'm going to have to figure that one out. I'm getting near the end of my time and I want to go for a bike ride. But I'm doing this almost the same. Once again, IEnumerable. Let's move this over here. What are you? What the? Okay, whatever. IEnumerable, which is like our base, is an IGeneric. Okay. IEnumerable out of T is our IGeneric out of T, which derives from IGeneric. No, Right. Okay. IEnumerable, IEnumerator, IBase, IGeneric. Okay. Now, enumerable out of T is like this. It derives from enumerable. We derive from IBase. IEnumerator, foo, IGeneric of T, which is also, no, I don't need to debug. No, I don't need to do that. What I need you to do is this also has to be an out of T. And that derives from IEnumerator. No, stop. No, stop. Jeez. No, stop. Do everything that I did not want you to do. Okay. I am almost positive I'm defining this right. This has to be, when you see the metadata, it can't be what you think it is, because this is the only way to get it to work. And if I said here, I derived of a string, what's it going to tell me to implement it? It's going to do the same thing that we saw before. Okay. I just wish I could see how IEnumerator is being, or IEnumerable is really defined. Why not? New. It's new. And when it's new, that means this thing is a thing that, could you actually say here, like, I derived a string dot foo and then make this public. That works too. It doesn't matter which one you pick. It's just one of them is shadowing the other. And it's just a matter of which one do you want to be more explicit. I get in the case of the most derived one being the one that you want, I guess, you know, this way, because especially with IEnumerable, you want to use the generic version, not the other one, for reasons. But now I need to figure out, well, when I'm doing this, one of these needs to be explicitly defined. How do I do that? And that's going to be in the next episode, because I don't know offhand. But at least I understand now what is going on. Is somewhere in my derivation of all the things that are coming in from mock information, at some point when I'm generating this, in fact, if I look at this, they're both, one of them needs to be explicitly defined. And I'm not sure what I really need to do here to figure this out. Time for a bike ride and dinner, and then maybe spend some time looking into this. So thank you all for watching. Leave comments and questions below. See you in the next episode.